Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be unearthing a period of history that's often kind of brushed aside, the Copper Age.
Yeah.
It's more than just a quick pit stop between the Stone and Bronze Ages, right?
Right.
This era is absolutely packed with innovation, and it really set the stage for the complex societies we see today.
Absolutely.
It's where we start to see the earliest hints of things like organized mining,
Yeah.
long-distance trade, all that good stuff.
It's really fascinating how the Copper Age kind of challenges our traditional view of technological advancement.
Yeah.
We often assume it was this simple linear progression, like,
Right.
oh, Stone Age to a little bit of copper, and then boom, right to bronze.
Yeah.
But the reality is that many regions were working with copper for centuries.
Uh-huh.
They developed really sophisticated societies all based on this one versatile metal.
Yeah.
And this was long before bronze technology even showed up on the scene.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit.
Yeah.
To really understand the Copper Age, we have to start with the star of the show, right?
Right.
Copper itself.
Uh-huh.
What was it about this metal that was so captivating to our ancestors?
Well, one key difference is that copper can be shaped in ways that, say, flint just can't.
Yeah.
Copper is malleable, it's ductile.
Okay.
So you can hammer it into different shapes, you can
Okay.
draw it into wires.
Yep.
That kind of flexibility opened up a whole world of possibilities for tool making.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, we often take it for granted that metal is better for tools.
Right.
But why exactly was copper seen as, so much more valuable than something like flint?
Well, copper holds a sharper edge for much longer, and you can rework it, unlike flint.
Oh, okay.
Plus, and this is a big one,
Yeah.
you can actually find copper naturally occurring in its metallic form.
Wow.
No complicated smelting needed.
So they could just pick it up and...
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, our ancestors could just pick it up and start shaping it.
Wow.
Imagine, stumbling upon this shiny reddish metal
Uh-huh.
and realizing, hey, I can make something useful out of this.
Yeah.
That ease of access allowed humans to start working with copper as early as 9000 BC in the Middle East.
It's so early.
I know, and even earlier in parts of North America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they just hammered away at this naturally occurring copper.
Exactly. That's called cold working.
Okay.
Essentially, you just repeatedly hammer the copper into the shape that you want.
Hmm.
But as you can imagine, cold working, it has its limits.
Yeah, I imagine.
Later on, humans discovered smelting,
Right.
this revolutionary process of heating copper ore to extract the metal.
So smelting really was a game changer, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Didn't that allow for much larger quantities of copper to be extracted?
Precisely.
Because I'm imagining it would have been way more difficult to find large deposits of naturally occurring copper.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Smelting opened up a whole new level of sophistication in tool making.
Okay.
And it allowed societies to really scale up their copper production.
That's fascinating.
Speaking of sophisticated copper tools, remember Etsy the Iceman?
Oh, yeah.
That incredibly well-preserved mummy found in the Alps.
Wasn't he carrying a copper axe?
He was. Etsy lived around 3300 BC.
Okay.
And his axe was made of nearly pure copper.
Wow.
What's even more fascinating is that the arsenic found in his hair suggests that he might have been involved in copper production himself.
Wait, arsenic?
Yeah.
What does arsenic have to do with copper?
Well, arsenic is a common impurity in copper ore.
Okay.
So it's likely that Etsy was exposed to arsenic during the smelting process.
I see.
And this little detail, it tells us so much,
Yeah.
not just about the tools people were using,
Uh-huh.
but the potential health hazards of early metallurgy.
Oh, wow.
It even hints at Etsy's role in his community.
Wow, that is a fantastic example of how archaeological discoveries could just, transport us back in time.
Yeah, right.
And give us a glimpse into the lives of these Copper Age people.
Absolutely.
It really makes you realize this wasn't just some, abstract historical period,
No.
but real people,
Yeah.
living, working, trading, and sometimes, unfortunately, being exposed to arsenic.
Right.
And speaking of trade, let's tackle a big misconception about the Copper Age.
Yeah.
People tend to think of it as just a quick stop on the way to the Bronze Age,
Right.
a simple transition phase.
Yeah, like a stepping stone.
Yeah, I can see why people might think that, but I have a feeling it's a lot more nuanced than that, right?
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
The Copper Age was a time of incredible innovation and independent societal development. For instance, in the Iberian Peninsula,
Okay.
you had the Vila Nova de San Pedro and Los Millares cultures
Uh-huh.
flourishing with sophisticated copper-working societies.
Wow.
And this was centuries before the Beaker people came along with bronze technology.
So we're talking about well-established, copper-based societies.
Yeah.
existing long before bronze even entered the picture.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
They weren't just sitting around waiting for bronze to show up. They
No.
were forging their own path.
That's so cool.
And these societies, they were connected by these surprisingly extensive trade networks.
Oh, wow.
Researchers have traced copper used in artifacts found in northern Germany and Denmark, dating back to 4000 to 3300 BC,
Okay.
all the way to mines in Serbia.
Hold on. So they were trading copper over such vast distances, like over 7,000 years ago.
It is incredible, isn't it?
That's incredible. It seems like copper wasn't just a practical resource.
No.
It was like shaping social interactions and driving these long-distance connections across Europe.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us about these networks?
Oh, they were complex, these networks,
Oh, yeah.
multifaceted. It wasn't just like a straightforward exchange of goods, you know?
Right.
These trade routes, they actually help spread ideas, cultural practices, even technologies.
Oh, wow.
They were like arteries, really,
Yeah.
pumping life and innovation throughout all these early societies.
So copper wasn't just driving like the economic exchange.
No.
It was weaving together this complex tapestry of like cultural interaction.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm beginning to understand just how significant its impact was on shaping these early societies.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about like the logistics of it all, you know?
Huh?
How exactly were they transporting copper over these long distances?
Well, we know that rivers played a huge role.
Okay,
Boats were most likely the main way to move bulk goods like copper.
makes sense.
It's pretty amazing to think about these
Yeah.
early traders, navigating the waterways,
Uh-huh.
building relationships with all the different communities along the way,
Yeah.
really contributing to this like spread of knowledge and innovation across Europe.
It really paints a vivid picture of a dynamic and interconnected world,
Right.
all thanks to this one humble metal.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, did this whole focus on copper, mining, trade,
Uh-huh.
did it have any impact on how these societies were structured?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
The demand for copper really fueled the development of mining
Uh-huh.
and specialized labor.
Okay.
You needed skilled miners to get the ore out,
Yeah.
craftspeople to shape it,
Right.
treggers to move it around.
Yeah.
These weren't just isolated activities. They created new social roles, specialized skills, whole complex economic systems.
And did these shifts eventually lead to the rise of early states,
Hmm.
organized societies with those like centralized power structures?
They definitely played a part, yeah.
Okay.
Archaeologists usually classify states as either primary,
Okay.
meaning they kind of developed on their own,
Uh-huh.
or secondary, meaning they were influenced by, already existing state structures.
Right.
And here's the fascinating thing. The Copper Age, we see the emergence of primary states in a bunch of different places.
Okay.
Anatolia, Mesopotamia, Egypt.
So these early states were essentially built on the foundation laid during the Copper Age.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the innovations, the
Yeah.
trade networks,
Okay.
the specialized labor.
All of it.
It seems like it all kind of came together to make these more complex forms of social organization possible.
Right.
That's quite a legacy for a metal we don't often think much about.
It is remarkable, yeah.
Yeah.
And while we've been mostly talking about tools, weapons, trade,
Uh-huh.
it's important to remember that copper had other uses too.
Oh, right.
It was super important for pigments, ornaments,
Yeah.
even early currency.
Oh, yeah, the currency thing. That's really interesting.
Right.
Didn't the Romans use like copper lumps as money?
They did. At first, the value was all about the weight of the copper itself.
Okay.
But over time, the focus shifted to the form and look of the copper,
Hmm.
kind of foreshadowing how modern coins developed.
So what started as a simple lump of metal, like,
Exactly.
became this symbol of value and exchange.
Uh-huh.
It's fascinating how, societies create meaning around these objects.
Yeah.
And how those meanings change over time.
Absolutely.
Makes you wonder, were there any other surprising ways copper was used during this era?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, copper was a really multifaceted material.
Yeah.
Beyond tools, weapons, currency,
Yeah.
it had a really important role in art,
Okay.
spirituality.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for example,
Yeah.
copper, they used it to make pigments,
Hmm.
for painting,
Okay.
decorating.
So it wasn't just about practicality?
No, not at all.
It was also about aesthetics,
Yeah.
expressing, like, those cultural beliefs.
Exactly.
It makes me think, this whole quest for copper,
Yeah.
development of these really complex societies.
Mm-hmm.
Did it have an impact on how humans viewed, like, their relationship with the natural world?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The Copper Age, it really marked a turning point
Okay.
in how humans interacted with the environment.
Hmm.
The need for copper.
Yeah.
It kind of fueled the development of mining,
Mhm.
which inevitably transformed the landscape, Forests were cleared, the earth was dug up.
Yeah.
The pursuit of this valuable resource really left its mark on those surrounding ecosystems.
It seems like a bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is.
On the one hand, copper brought about incredible innovation,
Right.
societal advancement. But then on the other hand,
Yeah.
it also marked the beginning of, like, this more intensive,
Yeah.
potentially disruptive relationship
Uh-huh.
between humans and nature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the Copper Age gives us a good lesson
Okay.
in that complex relationship
Okay.
between ingenuity and
Yeah.
resource exploitation, environmental impact.
Right. Okay.
It's a reminder that even our earliest tech advancements, they had consequences. It encourages us to think about our own practices, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing today?
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just, inheriting the past,
Yeah,
but we're also stewards of the future.
we are.
As we're navigating all these technological advances now,
Uh-huh.
we should keep those lessons from the Copper Age in mind, right?
Absolutely.
We have a responsibility, I think, to strike a balance,
Yeah.
between progress
Uh-huh.
and preserving our planet.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, a conversation more relevant now than ever, I think.
It is.
Well, I think we've covered a lot today. We've explored all the cool properties of copper,
Yeah.
debunked some common misconceptions, delved into, like, its impact on those early societies,
Yeah.
our relationship with nature.
Fascinating.
Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Final thoughts about this often overlooked era.
Yeah.
The Copper Age.
Yeah.
It might not have the grandeur of pyramids
Right.
or those like epic tales of warriors with bronze armor.
Yeah,
But it definitely has this special place, right?
it does.
In the whole story of human history.
Yeah.
It shows our early ingenuity,
Uh-huh.
adaptability, our constant quest to understand and shape the world around us.
That's a good way to put it.
It's a story of innovation,
Yeah.
transformation, and, the connections between human societies.
Beautifully said.
Thanks.
So, to all you history fans out there,
Yeah.
next time you see, like, a copper pipe or, a piece of copper jewelry,
Right.
take a moment to think about that journey,
Yeah.
of that metal.
Absolutely.
From simple tools to complex societies,
Yeah.
pigments, ornaments, early forms of currency.
It's come a long way.
Copper's left a big mark
It has.
on human civilization.
For sure.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this deep dive has sparked some curiosity in you
I hope so.
to learn even more about the mysteries of the Copper Age, right?
Right.
So keep exploring, keep questioning.
Absolutely.
And until next time, happy learning.